Hello, I'm Andrew Marriott. I've been organising motoring art exhibitions for the Royal Automobile Club and many other organisations for over 30 years. Well, I reckon I know pretty well all the talented people, but just once in a while there's a new discovery, an emerging talent. Actually, the two most recent ones have both been female. There was a Welsh lady, and most recently, of course, from Spain, Anna. Her work is big and bold, both technically brilliant, but also she looks at cars from completely different angles. So I just had to have her in my most recent exhibition in London. And of course, she was a huge hit.
My name is Renata Fernandes. I'm the art director at Escapade Silverstone and Silverstone Circuit. I came across Anna's work online via Instagram, which is a platform I use regularly to find new talent and artists that are not available in galleries or are not represented by different institutions or corporations or not available in museums, which is it's probably my favorite platform to find new talent. I was absolutely blown away by Anna's work. She is very unique, the way she creates automotive art, the way she explores the relationship between cars and humans is actually really, really, really special. One of the interesting things about automotive art is that although there is a large number of successful automotive artists, many don't make to large galleries, or they are not widely known as a lot of contemporary artists are. That end up being being represented by some of the world's largest galleries. Anna's work is of equal quality and value in comparison with any really important contemporary artists. Is the level of detail, the skill, and how her artworks make us viewers feel. There is a lot of technique in what she does, which is something that makes me very proud of her. And we will be working with her at Silverstone to showcase her work as well, as a way to show to the world that automotive art is, as important as any other art style. And the medium that she uses is just, it makes it so beautiful. You can see that she spends a lot of time just developing a relationship with the subject matter before she starts working on her pieces, which make them particularly special. Is the lights, is the shadow work, just the level of detail, and how they really take you beyond the actual subject matter, beyond the car itself. You feel it. You feel there is something more personal in what she creates, which many automotive artists can't really achieve. It's a very hard thing to achieve. So I'm hugely proud to be working with her and hugely excited to follow her next steps, to see what she's going to be doing next, to see her grow and develop as an artist, and to be part of this journey as well with her, to show her to many people that appreciate the quality of art that she creates. They love cars, but especially they love talent and love artists that can go beyond just a flat image that is that so often is portrayed in automotive art. Hugely proud, truly hugely proud, and as a person as well, she's incredibly cultured, very, very creative, and with an in-depth knowledge on so many different subjects as well. I love how she's into symbolic elements, and she is very aware of different cultures and the way they express their beliefs through symbols, and which is something that I told her that I look forward to seeing more of that, more of her passion towards symbology and in the work that she does as well. And I wish her so well, so well. An amazing lady.
Anna, as a person, is someone who transmits a lot of energy. You immediately realize that there is something more than she is a person who goes unnoticed. At no time we have known each other for more than 15 years. She will remember the date better. I'm sure we met at university in a subject that I taught, which was industrial design, a very grateful subject on the one hand, because you mix engineering with design, and they're the students. Enjoy it a lot, and there you can design whatever you want from a light switch to a piece of an airplane. That's simple. And in that class, I remember the first day that I always dedicated to getting to know the group. The students immediately manifested themselves. We started talking in the group, and I immediately realized that she was a person, I say, different in that she had talents that were not usual, especially that initial talent, which was the energy. As a person, I am not going to say overwhelming, but she is a person that does not go unnoticed, a person that fills the group, a person that is essential immediately in a team if Anna is not there. If a person like Anna is not here, you miss her immediately. Here we need a driving force. We need someone who gives us the strength every day to make the project go ahead. Everyone always pulls all the stops, but there is always someone who shares the strength, and Anna is one of those people. In addition to those characteristics, Anna is a very sensitive person. She understands you. She understands you quickly. You don't need to spend a lot of time explaining anything to her. Immediately plaf, almost listening to you on the phone or in a conversation, she immediately grasps what you want to convey to her, which I think is an important facet for what she is developing now, which is her artistic activity as a painter, which is very important, that facet of sensitivity. The truth is that this mix of sensitivity and then her training as an engineer has combined very well and has always allowed her to approach problems from another point of view. She has always solved problems well and with style, with something more derived all from those characteristics. And Anna is a person who is also a very perfectionist. I remember that I taught her that subject of industrial design, and then I was lucky she chose me as a tutor for the final year project, a project end of degree. When she presented it, I made a proposal because I already came from the world of aviation, from working in the aeronautical sector. And she proposed me to develop everything that is an interior study of a passenger cabin for an airplane. She was working, she was showing me things, but I remember when I saw the finished work and when she presented it, the truth is that the level of detail of precision was really impressive. How beautiful everything had turned out. The result itself was a deliverable. It was not a final degree project as an academic exercise. It was a project to be delivered to a consultancy, to an engineering firm that was going to immediately develop the interior of an airplane with the same levels to begin its manufacture. Impressive. The truth is that with that, what I want to convey is that even in that academic environment, she gave it her all, derived from that energy. I always remember Anna's expression a lot. The look of those characters who, through their look, convey to you what they are thinking, and that constant buzzing that she has in her brain to constantly prepare and tackle projects. And the truth is that this impresses me quite a bit in Anna's personal facet, which she does not let go, as I said at the beginning, indifferent. And then as a person in her personal and family life, she is a person who also applies that very combative energy, very tenacious. She does not give anything for lost, always more and more. She is a marvel. Then she makes her husband equal, Rafa. They are a couple that also complement each other perfectly. They are impressive fighters. They are those people that contribute to your life. If you do not know them, well, bad luck, and if you know them, you realize how lucky to know them. How lucky to know Anna and have in your close and immediate circle such a person who contributes so much to you now in this dedication, formerly in sensitivity as an engineer, in artistic sensitivity, and in strength as a person, always with the right word, always with energy, with enthusiasm to have a work team, or she leading because she is a natural leader. Leading a work team is an absolute guarantee of success. Anna as an artist, the artist side. I'm not an art critic, nor have I ever understood art. I just look at paintings and either like them or don't like them. My background is in engineering, and that's where I feel most comfortable. But I remember Anna started painting, resuming her hobby, her taste, and her interest in painting, I think, in October of last year. No, in October of the year before, October of 23, around that time. And she started with models at home, toys, things, well. And I quickly remember that when talking to her, she showed me some work, a bit of a beginning reality, and I said, "Wow, wonderful, you're good at it." And she became interested in cars, in the automotive world. I really like the automotive world. I made some suggestions to her, and she quickly became very interested in that world and in painting vehicles. And I say vehicles with an engineer in mind, when in her paintings, vehicles are something else. And from the first work, which had a result that amazed me, I said, "But she's been painting for a very short time or has only recently taken up painting, and she continues an exponential progression of detail, of taste, of something more." Because Anna doesn't just do it, her works are very detailed. It's a quality. If you look at it from a distance, you might think it's a photograph, but it's not a photograph, it's something more. It's something more because Anna comes from her training as an engineer, because she knows when she's in front of a model, in front of a car, she knows what's important and what's not. She knows and cares about how they were made. She knows and cares about how the engineer or designer arrived at those forms, what their problems were, how, let's say, an almost involuntary form gets into their heads. And she begins to process and sees the car. I think, like them, I don't know if from the inside or the outside, as if she were already or had been involved in the development project for that car. We're talking about cars that have been painted very old, a Bentley Brouwer, cars that are more than 60, 70 years old, and cars that are more recent from the 60s, 50s, even the 80s. And a little bit when I think about her work, I always think of Antonio Lopez, and his success isn't in painting with that level of detail in his famous painting of the Gran Via. It's that he chooses it in a moment, in an hour, with lighting. He chooses an empty frame, and that's what Anna does with cars, what I was explaining before. When you see a car in a painting, one of Anna's works, you see something else. You see that it's reflected in a different way, in such a way that it makes you like that model or not as a car enthusiast. You may be a fan of those models, that brand, or whatever, or someone who's already seen their car, their vehicle, depicted may like it more, but you see them, all of his works, and you say, "I like them all, they all attract me, they all have something more." One of the most recent, with Ayrton Senna, driving an F1 that has broken down and they take him on board, and you see that instant, that moment, that something more that his work conveys. As I mentioned before, the Bentley Rover is a car that you stare at head-on in the painting and say, and you can spend an entire afternoon looking at it. And for someone who isn't, it suggests that to me. You can stare at it day after day, and it stays in your head because it has something more. The beauty itself, of the machine, of the vehicle as a machine, the beauty that he brings to it in his brushstrokes, which I say reach the smallest level of detail. I think that, as I said at the beginning, comes from her profession as an engineer and her taste and her sensitivity to perfection. Furthermore, although she says I sometimes take a long time, She balances her daily life with her art and executes them quickly because they are works, many of them of very striking sizes. More than 6 feet wide, or better yet, by 90 feet high. They are important paintings, and she executes them and wonders how it's possible that you see them and they are perfectly framed, leveled, fitted into that canvas, which, starting from when she begins a painting and creates its background, suddenly you see it, you see how it grows, how uncomfortably what she has in her mind emerges from the canvas, how she has interpreted that car in a realistic way. It's truly impressive. I hope success accompanies her because her artistic talent as an engineer is already very good, but as an artist, as a painter, it is truly outstanding. And I hope success will sustain her for many years to come and that she can offer us many, many works with that special character that she gives them.
Hello, I'm Rafael, Ana Herrero's husband. Pilot and Person magazine asked me to talk about her as a person and as an artist. Since I've known her, I can proudly say that her career goes far beyond painting cars. Ana Herrero is an engineer, an artist, a mother, and a person with an extraordinary sensitivity. Each of her works reflects not only her talent, but also her dedication, her technique, and her way of seeing the world. She doesn't just paint a vehicle. She interprets it, studies it, and portrays it as one would portray a person. For me, it's exciting to see her grow every day as an artist and see how her work is beginning to take the place it deserves. We saw this clearly when she was invited to exhibit at the Royal Automobile Club and the Iconic Gallery in London. The recognition she received there from automotive and art experts was impressive. She was the first artist to occupy the main showcase of the Iconic Gallery, and seeing how her work was valued was deeply moving. It's a privilege that we as a family are enjoying with great excitement. And what can I say about my life partner? After sharing 3 countries with her, a wonderful daughter, and a life full of challenges and fulfilled dreams. It was the best choice I could have made. Ana thrives in the face of adversity. She has a resilience that leaves you speechless. She's a tireless worker and the light of our family. And I'm not the only one saying this. Those who know her and cross paths with her feel it too. It's impossible not to admire her when you see her doing what she loves. For me, it's an honor to walk beside her. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to the magazine.